got a watch here from Malaysia. It's a micro brand called Revelot. Now, this is not a brand new micro brand. It's been around for a bit. This is not their first watch either. This particular model I've got on my wrist is called Lima, and it is a pilot's watch. Comes in at around 42mm case diameter. It wears well, and the legibility with those 3D casted lume plots has been nothing but great. Now, if the case shape and design looks quite familiar, it's because Revelot actually released a 38mm version of this watch in a dirty dozen, in a field watch. This thing here is a pilot's watch and it's 42mm. Now, I've had a week with this watch on the wrist and the experience has been good, but it's not been great, and I'll explain in my gripes and room for improvement section. Now, you saw the pop-up. Revelot has sponsored this video, so I will of course leave all the links in the description section. If this watch is of interest to you, by all means check them out. And regarding this watch, I'll say it up front, they've given me a 25% discount code for the first 10 people. For the first 10 people that buy this watch. So that's a really good deal. Now, before you go and rush off onto their website to try to grab this watch, check the specs out. See what I've got to say about it. Firstly, number one. Number two, it's not live. It's not live on their website. It will be live shortly. This is why I'm putting the video out today. And if you do miss out when it does go live, the first 10 people, and the 11th or 12th does miss out, they still offer a 15% discount if you sign up to their newsletter. So not all is lost. But let's dive into the specs of this watch. I measure a case diameter of 42 and a case height of 12.1. The lug to lug is 49 and a lug width of 22. The crown is a 7.7mm loomed screw down crown. The watch offers 100 meters of water resistance, and the total weight on the supplied FKM strap, I measure exactly 85 grams. Now, on my 18cm wrist, the footprint is ideal. I have a wrist width of 60mm, so that effective lug to lug of 49mm does not overhang my wrist. Also, that height coming in at 12.1mm has not been an issue for me all week. The strap has been decently comfortable. It offers a taper from 22 down to 20 at the clasp, and overall the legibility has been very good. Now, when I say that the strap has been decently comfortable, I've got the strap here in my hands. It's FKM rubber on the bottom and it's canvas on the top. So it's robust, you can get it wet, it will dry off quickly, there's no issues with the strap. However, personally, by the end of the day of wearing this watch, I found that just near the lug end of the watch, it's become a little bit uncomfortable for me. So after about 4 days, I did swap the strap out and I placed it on an Artem strap. Same color, green, as you can see. This is the previous generation sailcloth strap, and it seemed to sit a lot more comfortable on my wrist than the supplied FKM. And I'll share more about that in my room for improvement section. Now, getting close and personal to that dial, you can see that there's 3D casted lume blocks. And in their specs, it says that they're made from Japan lume, but they've coated them with several layers of Swiss superluminova. And I've got to tell you guys, the lume is exceptional. In any dark or dim environment, this watch glows like a torch. It's clean, it's clear, it's long lasting, and even that crown is lumed and glows just as bright and just as long as the rest of those lume blocks. If I had to be nitpicky about this lume, probably the handset doesn't last as long as those 3D casted lume plots. It's not bad, but it's not as good as those blocks. Now, if I turn the watch over, you'll notice there's a solid case back. And hiding behind that case back is the Miyota 9015. Around 42 hours of power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate, and probably ideal for a pilot's watch as it keeps the profile of the actual watch nice and thin. Now, the sapphire crystal on this watch has also offered a very clean and legible experience on that dial, so I really can't complain in that department either. Now, before I get onto any room for improvement or gripes, the price. There are different dial colors and variants of this watch in titanium, as well as a black Damascus steel. And the price ranges from about 620 to 660 USD. Whereas the black Damascus comes in at around $10.95. Now, I realize this is a titanium watch, great lume plots, Miyota movement, but $600 odd, it's a little bit on the higher side. So with that 25% discount code, it does bring that price down substantially, or even with 15%. So with any of that percentage taken off the price of this watch, I think it brings the price down to a more palatable and more attractive offering. Now, all that said, what are my gripes or room for improvement of this watch? First and foremost, it's taken me several days to warm up to this watch for 2 reasons. And number one, the dial. The dial itself, see, I saw the website on Revelot. When I looked at their website, the first thing that caught my attention was this green dial. And if you look at the render on their website, the color is nice and light, And I really like the tonality of that green against the subtle green Lume block markers. I thought, gee, I like the look of that. I'd like to get it on the channel. As soon as the watch arrived, I opened it up, I had a look at it. It's much, much darker. It's nowhere near as light as what the website shows. And that to me was a little bit of a disappointment. It took me a few days to sort of warm up to this watch for that reason visually, but it is what it is. At least the strap itself, it does match up to the same color of this dial, so it's not a total loss. But I was expecting a lighter watch, sharing that with you guys. Now put all that aside, the FKM and canvas strap. I did say that I did have an issue with this strap. I think the strap is comfortable. I think it's nice and malleable in areas. However, in the top section of this strap, where it attaches to the actual lugs, probably a centimeter of that, it's a little bit stiff. Not a great deal, but enough for me to feel at the end of the day, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with this strap. So it's something that might not affect you depending on how this rolls around your wrist. I think if you've got a smaller width, I've got 60 millimeters, so this strap has to go around my wrist. If you've got a smaller width than me and this falls pretty much straight down from the lugs, you won't have an issue. So I've had an issue because I found it firm, too stiff in this area. That's why I replaced it with a different strap. So sharing that with you guys, it could potentially not be a gripe for you guys. It was a gripe for me. And probably, as I mentioned before, the last gripe of this watch was that price. It's a little bit on the high side and around the 680 odd mark. But all that said, it is grade 5 titanium, so maybe I am nitpicking a little bit here. But overall, a very interesting design. With that dial offering a stepped pattern with the applied loomed Arabics, it offers an interesting visual effect, especially in different lighting situations, and creates enough visual interest to make the watch stand out. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. My take on the brand new Revelot Lima, a pilot's watch, decently sized, exceptional lume, and being a titanium watch coming in at 85 grams on the wrist, it's really not going to be a burden or a hindrance throughout the day. So thanks for watching. Be well, be safe, enjoy the watch that's currently on your wrist, continue to enjoy this hobby, and we'll see you all in the next one.